On day one, I got started by doing some Renshu. I did some words in Renshu to be more specific. At first, I started writing out the particles. As you can probably see, I don't exactly follow the stroke order because when I was learning hiragana, I didn't know about stroke order. So I just wrote it down, tried to copy it, wrote it again and again till I can write it. I don't really like doing these kind of writing activities because most of the time it has to be perfect for the program to accept it. So I just quit doing the writing and instead just listened to and then saw the examples. And then I went on to the quiz. I did really good in this quiz, I think. Of course, footage is sped up because obviously I didn't do this fast. But I think I missed 2 questions in this quiz, and three questions. And one of the questions was because I accidentally clicked the wrong option. Like my mouse went the wrong way, so technically I only missed 2 questions in the entire quiz, which is pretty impressive. I think that's some progress being made. The fact that I can identify all these words and I can enter them correctly. Renshu is a really nice site. I think it's very helpful. I've been using it a lot. I also leveled up 2 levels, so now I'm pretty good with Renshu. Next, I moved on to Notion, my Notion Japanese board, and I made a page for my notes. Now, normally I take my notes in a physical folder, so I write everything down. I like doing that whenever all the katakana down. It helps me memorize them. That's how I memorize a lot of them. I would write in my diary or my journal, and I would just remember. Like I would write kyo in my journal until I remember ki, I remember yo, I remember u. So writing them a lot is very helpful for memorizing hiragana, katakana, and I assume kanji. I haven't studied kanji yet. I wrote down what I was learning today, what I was studying today, what I was looking into, which was the particle made, and I keep reading this demo because demo is also a Japanese phrase or saying, and they look kind of similar. Ma and mo are kind of confusing for me because they're only a little different, but I eventually got the hang of it. I wrote down the sentences that I had in my notebook, which I had gotten from the websites I'm using to study, which are Kawakawa Studio and the Japanese page. I'll put all the websites and resources and stuff like that I use in the title card at the beginning of every single day, so you know what resources I used that day. This right now, what I'm typing in, I think I already said this, but this is just a plain old Notion, nothing special. Notion is really helpful. I use it to for my whole template and all that. Sometimes I have to search a few words. When I search words up, I don't use Google Translate mostly because it's not really reliable. I tend to use Word Hippo or Hi Native, or just a reliable Japanese translator service. Even DeepL. I used to use DeepL a lot, but again, it's not really accurate because I know what I'm learning. So a lot of Japanese stuff are nuanced. So what it will translate as isn't essentially what it is. Then I moved on to the tape form, which I already previously learned, but I want to refresh on. And I wrote down everything I know about the tape form, using the tape form a lot, like tabete kudasai, namete kudasai, and I like using the tape form. It's really interesting. I like learning different forms like present tense, past negative, present negative. That's basically what I have. I have the bat particle. I think it's bat form. I don't really know. I also have the te form and the ta form, although I haven't really gone into ta form. I don't even really remember what it is. I just remember writing it down. And then I quickly did a hiragana quiz to quiz myself on everything that I knew. And I missed only one. I think I got only one error, which is again only because I forgot to type in A. If you go play back the footage, I clicked enter or I clicked next without typing in the letter that the particle matched to. So that was an error for me. I have not mastered katakana. I am avoiding katakana, except for words that I have to use, like my name, my country, stuff like that. So I know all that basic stuff for katakana. Then lastly, I watched a quick video with Mina or Misa. I keep mixing up the names. So yeah, that was that for day 1. I also really quickly, really short part, read on Crunchy Nihongo a short story. Princess Kaguya, I've been studying this story for months now. I want to not stop until I can understand it perfectly without translating anything or looking. Alright, it's day 2. I did this in the morning before I had to do anything else in the day. Today's a really busy day, important day, so I did this quickly in the morning. And Wednesday is my midweek review. So basically how my schedule is set up. I'll be posting a picture of my schedule in the description. I very recently set up this particular schedule. I have Monday, Tuesday, and then review day Wednesday, review day on Wednesday to review what I learned on Monday and Tuesday, then Thursday, Friday, review day on Saturday to review what I learned on Thursday and Friday, and then Sunday is a general review day for everything I learned throughout the week, and then I have to write a paragraph using every single thing I learned during the week. So that's pretty tough. This is actually literally my first week using this schedule, so I don't know if it's good or not. I went over everything that I learned, the demo particle, the kara particle, and the te particle. I learned the day particle on Monday, but I did record on Monday. So I wrote down all the things these can be used for, and then I wrote down examples or example phrases or sentences of me actually using these ways it can be used. On day 3, I did my Japanese journal, in which I write basically a sentence using everything I learned that week. 2 sentences. In this particular case, I did 2 sentences, one about school and one about The Sims 3, which is a game I enjoy playing. It was hard to come up with the words. A lot of words, I had to search them up. But I think this is good because it means that I'm actively learning new words, and that I'm actively learning new words that I'm actually going to use. So if I'm searching up a word, it's because I want to use it in my paragraph. So I think that's really helpful, writing a lot of paragraphs and sentences and stuff like that in Japanese or any target language you're learning. Especially if you're writing it and you have references, like by references, I mean somewhere to correct it. You can use High Native, you can use several apps. I think I'll be making a video on apps that I use, like another updated video. But here I used High Native. I searched up lazy and a High Native suggestion came up, so I used that. And that was really helpful because now I know how to say lazy in Japanese. And then I also watched a YouTube video, which was by, I don't remember the name of the creator, I'll put it up on screen, and he basically just goes around talking in Japanese with subtitles, and it's really helpful. On my fourth and final day, I did reading, and I used the words that I read in the Princess Kaguya story, also Kaguya Hime, and I used that. I wrote all of those down, all of those words down in the Notion. Not all of them, because I didn't finish the story. Even according to the website, it's not important that you understand the story. What's important at this stage is being able to read all the hiragana, and I could recognize almost all of the hiragana. So the more I read, the more I recognize. So I took some words and I used the particles to be able to locate where words were. I saw the English version, I saw the Japanese version, and so I could use the bolded particles to locate where certain words in this passage were. So I didn't have to translate some of them, but a lot of them I did have to translate. I had to search up just to confirm, just to be safe. So after doing that, I wrote my own short paragraph using some of the words that I had learned, and that was really helpful, really good. I think I translated on DeepL, but I'm gonna post it on High Native because DeepL, like translators in general, aren't very reliable because of all the nuances. Last but not least, I use LingoPie to listen to a song in Japanese for immersion purposes. LingoPie is a really helpful app. I think it gives you the Japanese and then right under the English lyrics, and so you can really study these. The only con I would say is that I can't disable kanji, so if I don't know a word, I have to search it up. But I think that's actually helping me learn, and when I start learning kanji dedicatedly, it will help. Mite kurete arigato. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe and like.